Riverside is dedicated to doing the work on the journey through reconciliation.
The photos you saw when you came in were from the photography class. Let's give them a round of applause for their creative eye before we celebrate. At the end of the block, we will watch Megan Antosh's award-winning film.
These are the rules of slam poetry. There are no prompts allowed.
Instead of clapping, while a poet is trying to speak, we snap our fingers. We snap in appreciation of the words and ideas. Let's practice.
At the end of the poem, we clap loudly and enthusiastically. We reward the poet, not the scores.
The judges this year are Miss Rance, Mr. Berg, Miss Shooter, and Miss Gallahan. Please give them a round of applause.
They will score the poem between 1 to 10 based on the words, the meaning, and the presentation. If you disagree, you can yell higher, and who knows, you may convince the judges to raise their score.
These poets deserve respect. There are no phones or talking while they are performing, and only go to the washroom between the poems if absolutely necessary.
If a certain subject matter makes you uncomfortable, then quietly excuse yourself, check in with your teacher, and the counselors are on hand if you need to chat.
There is also the People's Choice Awards. This means that after each block, we will present you a QR code link to a Microsoft form. You will see a list of students who has just presented. You are to choose one student that you think had the best spoken word. If time allows, we will announce the winner. and they will get a prize in addition to the poets, who will win through the judging process. So pay attention and be ready to vote by the end of the block.
So let's start the show! We are going to start with our sacrificial poet, Mr. Smith. He will perform his spoken word to warm up the judges and calibrate the scores. Let's give the first English teacher to perform a spoken word.
I can't see the walls of this prison. It's like a true treason in any type of common world vision, where only inside you decide the decision to stop the races of this world from any type of inevitable collision. And I'm killing someone else on the soul. Well, that makes my blood boil as my DNA coils around the thoughts of whom to be loyal. And I hold up this ballot of freedom every election cycle. I'm marking X. Did I let it spoil? Because it's absurd just to fit this into words. And it's music and poems truly felt, but not by the human herd, rolling up on street lights and seeing tourist sights. Me, I know my rights and I'm ready to fight with all my might. I keep the tights, the seams, and I keep the cuts lean as I cut up this scheme, because I give up by no ways and means, because I believe that blue jeans and rock and roll, something like blue jeans and rock and roll have more power than all the world's armies combined. Because I think the blue jeans, metaphorically, and rock and roll, symbolically, than all the world's, something like that, combined. I was talking with my friend Robin the other day. There's no small talk there. No small talk. And I said, hand me a pen because it's mightier than the sword. And that depends on the thoughts that one can afford. And I stretch my thoughts throughout these chords. And I let in a breath. And I give it a roar because I feel like I'm clawing at the walls of this bucket. Stepping up over the next dead MC that gives up and says, I'll try my luck with you. Apologies. My emotions flood in up over the banks. But inadvertently, my style is all about giving thanks. But it's also about breaking ranks. And if you pass me a mic, I'll smash the walls of this tank, because this is the parliament legislation for a groove nation. The people of this generation will rise up against thought persuasion and not back down from intimidation. And I said, take to the streets, see what you can do. Repel these unfair laws that affect me and you. And the riot police, they can come too, because their era is deceased. And I'm here to argue that blue jeans and rock and roll, the bluegrass and banjos, the DJs and hip hop have more power than all the world's armies combined.
Thank you so much, Mr. Smith.
Okay, let's see our scores. I see an 8.4, a 9.4, a 9.3, and a 9.2.
Next up, we have William Ohuaku with the title Lines, and he's in grade 10. Give a round of applause.
People see cornrows, they only see hair. I see the street, braided into patterns like maps of survived ocean. Roads so deep, they look like confident sand stitched through the sky. People say it's just a hairstyle. Just? Like identity's just? Like culture's just? Like even expression's just? No. Cornrows are language without speaking, an art piece without a canvas, a crown without jewels. Every line tells a story, even when I am told not to wear them. Because somehow, the same style is called cool on one person, weird on another, or someone saying it's too much for me. It's something I don't quite understand. Because how can pride be too much? How can culture be too loud? But silence is what hit people in the first place. I look at the mirror, trying to imagine myself with curl my braids that would be so flashy, to make me seen, to Not different, not disobedient, seen. But every time I pick it up, no. What will people think when they see you walking down the street? It's too distracting. It's too this or that. Maybe my parents just think differently because they're raised in a different generation than me. Maybe they think we're all judges too quickly. But that's the problem. Why do I have to shrink myself to fit inside somebody else's standards? Why is self-expression treated like danger? People say, it's only hair, but hair has always been more than hair. Hair has been resistance. Hair has been survival. Hair has been identity. Way before the media started popularizing it. Cornrows survived generations, survived schools and workplaces saying, be professional. Well, what they really meant was, look less like yourself. Maybe that's why I want them so badly. Not because it's trendy, not because my friends say so, but because when I see cornrows, I see confidence. I see history. I see people wearing themselves proudly without apologizing for it. I want that feeling. The feeling of walking into a room without editing pieces of yourself first. So no, this is not just hair. This identity in straight lines. This is culture moving tight enough to survive judgment. And one day, whether people care or not, I will wear my braids proudly. Not for appeasement, not for attention, but for me.
Thank you so much, William. Okay, judges, let's see those scores. I see a 8.5, an 8.0, a 9.4, and a 9.0. Give them a round of applause.
All right, next up we have in grade 9, Rebecca Ostinel with the Comb Costco.
Give them a round of applause.
Elbows shoved us, the lines never seemed to end. People were running, yelling, and one person was crying. This place was nothing like I imagined. On January 9, 2026, I went to Costco for the first time. I was 14 years old. Throughout my whole life, everyone told me Costco was this magical place. Free samples everywhere, toilet paper galore. Apparently you can buy umbrellas in bundles of 4. If you need umbrellas, go to Costco. One of my friends, Natalie, is a big Costco supporter. Sorry, fan. In fact, half the conversations I've had with her have revolved around Costco. My mom found that at Costco. I got that at Costco. No Costco, no childhood, which I think is a little dramatic. For a good childhood, go to Costco. In fact, I bet a lot of you here have been to Costco. Maybe once, maybe twice. Some enjoy it, some don't. Some wake up early, others stay up at night. Everyone has a different perspective, and this is mine when I went to Costco. We drove in the car to this magical place, my sister in the backseat fidgeting, saying she just can't wait. As soon as we got there, I realized we were not prepared. We had to wait in line because the other spots were occupied. My mom wanted to leave already. We pushed on. If you're resilient, you can go to Costco. When we got to the entrance, the door garage, we scanned our cards and went on. As we head through the aisles, my mom gets her list. Everything is much cheaper, but much, much more to fit. Immediately, I was disappointed. It was just a store with stuff, and more stuff. If you need stuff, go to Costco, I guess. We started to walk the aisles and browse. My sister wanted everything, I wanted nothing. My mom wanted to leave, and my dad was already lost. If you are easily lost, beware of Costco's. I was with my sister in a random aisle. My mom was in the frozen foods, and I have no idea where my dad was. He just showed up with a bunch of food, and we found our mom. We pushed on to the cheeses galore. Too bad my sister's lactose intolerant because we picked out 4. We decided to head out. Well, we were going to, but my sister decided she was hungry. So of course we went to the food court. $1.50 for a hot dog and a drink each. $1.50 for a hot dog and a drink each. If you like hot dogs, go to Costco. We finished our food and started to walk to the end of the line, except we couldn't find it. It never seemed to end. When we did eventually find it, 5 aisles from checkout, my dad took one look and said this, and I quote, "This is the 7th circle of hell." If you like lines, go to Costco. At the checkout, the worker looked at us like, "First time, huh?" I guess we looked a little unexperienced for Costco. As we were leaving, there was this energy surrounding us, like we had just fought a small war that only concerned us and we won. Until my dad saw the receipt. He said he would never go there again, but he was there a month later. If you don't like spending money, you should still go to Costco. As we pulled out of the spot and shifted to drive, all I could really hear was my mom and my dad shouting the whole time. If you're not a good driver, please don't practice in Costco. Overall, we had a lot of ups and downs. We found new snacks, bought way too much stuff that would never fit in our storage, and found a way to spend all our money, all in 2 hours. If you want an experience, go to Costco. Costco isn't magical. Sorry, Natalie. It's just a store with lots of stuff and lots of people. This was my story, my perspective, my view. Everyone thinks different. It's just up to you. If you want a fun story to tell, go to Costco.
Thank you so much. All right, judges, let's see those scores. We got an 8.3, an 8.4, a 9.4, and a 9.5. Applaud the poet, not the scores.
Next up in grade 10, we have Satej Samani with Someone Once Told Me.
Give them a round of applause. My poem, Someone Once Told Me, is about the experience of having dementia. I hope you enjoy. Wake, walk, wash, watch, wear. The soft sleeve sweeps smoothly over the surface of my skin, following familiar fragments that flash fondest. Dear Sandra directs me straight to shiny dining and briefly bids me bye to beckon for breathe. Someone once told me I was a force to be reckoned with, pioneering peace page by page, unnaturally, a naturally standing monolith. Only for my mind to deteriorate by age, wake, wait, wash, wear, walk. Each step dragging me further down into this mud of mine, surrounding layers of features spin me, I've lost where my place is. Flashbacks lack backbone, they fail to feature these faces. The cogs and gears in this machine are functioning perfectly fine. Someone once told me I had halted hundreds of would-be horror stories, but when these coins of memory won't slot into the machinery so that I'm let go of the claw that holds me, when they've already begun to mourn the loss of this autonomy, how can I trust them to tell me my identity? My mind was fired, evicted, its assets seized, convicted, my thoughts sequencing to incoherence, contradicted, my speech, my language taken, desperately scraping, my throat, my tongue, for even a lick of my old self, the young self, my past self, restricted. I fight a lost cause as all that escapes my mouth serves up word salad. A broken being built by a barren brain, bonded by brushes of recollection. My mind could only do so little when all I am, all that is left of me, is a hollow shell, the bitter remnants of who I used to be. The persistence of memory, to take me from my reverie, it must have lasted a century. For someone once told me, the ants are waiting for me. Bit by bit, they carry away my legacy. Thank you.
Alright, judges, let's see their scores. I see a 9.3, a 9.4, a 9.3, and a 9.2.
Next we have Josh, Aiden, Mustafa, Carter with the title of Five Guys, and they're on grade 9.
Step aside. Nah, seriously, move. We aren't here for some over-processed fantasies or day-old artificial crap wrapped in paper.
We're here for something actually real. Real fries, real heat, real food, and all that mystery menu stuff.
You know the places. Yeah, those ones, where the burgers look better on the ad than it ever does in your hands.
Where the fries look like cardboard and your taste buds say, wow, this is the worst thing I've ever tasted.
But then,
there's the glorious restaurant chain, Five Guys. Walk in the restaurant and you get hit with something you've never seen before. Peanut shells on the floor and food being cooked with real juiciness.
Sizzling on the industry-grade grill, you can hear your happiness being made.
No shortcuts and no sketchy secrets. Just that juicy, fresh, loud, and sensational flavor.
Burgers stacked with care that Wendy's and McDonald's can only dream of.
And the fries, oh my god, don't even get me started.
They don't just fill the massive tub.
They overflow with generosity.
As if the fries are quite literally saying, we're giving you more than your money's worth.
Meanwhile, other fast food chains,
pure disappointment disguised with massive advertising. Hell, their advertising probably costs 1,000 times more than what they spend on their ingredients.
Cardboard disguised as food.
burgers that forgot what meat is supposed to taste like.
Fries that gave up faster than its man in its midlife crisis.
I mean, it's totally not like we're naming names, right?
But you know.
You can speak with your experiences.
You felt that regret before.
But Five Guys?
That's not cheap, crappy fast food.
That's a revolutionary taste.
That's quality you can rely on.
And that's the bare minimum every company should match.
So when it comes to burgers, don't settle for cancer. Don't guess whether you'll get diabetes. Don't gamble with your health on the line. Choose the place that shows up and stays for all your needs. Five Guys. When your craving calls, get your burger guy on the line.
With their poem, Isn't There More? With the grade 10.
Around and around, each day goes by. I'm wasting my time like there's infinite supply. Complacent with time spent as if school is going to lead somewhere. Unsatisfaction lingers in my soul after a school's day with nothing skillful learned. Going around in circles, this continuous existence irks me. Accomplishments waiting for me on the other side of the door, outside this repetitive world, a place where dreams could be upheld. If only I could dip my toes in the water where my reflection grows, and my thoughts show on my very own existence that I shall not own, and the desired adventure cannot be planned, because the rules of society cause my claustrophobia, feeling isolated in the expectations of what's around me, gasping for air like I'm drowning silently. My brain aches for weight to escape. This endless turmoil that circles in my head cycles as if my life is never going to fully begin. Because there's so much to do around the world we're in, yet I'm stuck in one place where I can't win. I wish I could cherish the beautiful wonders, like a beautiful night sky lit up by thunder, and witness the mystical lands which are too rare to meet, all because of the damn way society wants me to be. My whole future mapped out, because me in school is like a genie trapped in a lamp. Charismatic kids are unconsciously clamped into rules that cannot be collapsed, created by people who can't even expand. Why can't I follow my own path, in which I can feel relaxed, in which I can feel complete, where I can see whatever I want to see and not be confined to rules which I don't agree? When will I finally feel free, spread my wings so I can flee, and reach a place where I can just be? When will this never-ending cycle end, of going to school, going home, and repeat again? I'm tired, tired, tired of not being able to decide my fate, my present, my future, all because my life depends on a couple years in high school.
Thank you, Naomi, for that relatable poem. All right, judges, let's see those scores. We got an 8.9, an 8.5, a 9.1, and a 9.0. Come on, judges. Are we going to change the scores? Hey, it turned into 9.2 and a 9.0. Everyone give a round of applause for the poet.
We have in grade 10, Aaron and Stella with the poem Pressure.
Hello?
Pressure. They told me that these were supposed to be the best years of my life, and why does it feel like I'm constantly being pressured? Being told what to do, man, my life is full of strife. Around 60% of teenagers get pressured about their future grades, lifestyles, careers. It's insane. Man, I wish I was a millionaire. They haven't made it. Planning your future is one of the most important things to your life. It feels like my whole future depends on grades on a screen, percentage on paper, and expectations from others.
Pressure. Here we are, halfway through our high school journey, and we're already worrying about figuring out our futures. Everywhere we go, everything we do, we always have the constant pressure in the back of our mind. How are we going to figure our lives in the next few years? Like what? Does everyone think we're meant to have it all magically figured out by 15? As high school students, we fill our lives with stress, deadlines, expectations, never stopping long enough to enjoy the moment we're living in.
Pressure. I'm 16 years old, sitting in classrooms where every mark feels like it decides my future. Every day, I watch students around me act like they're in the other life figured out while I'm still trying to figure myself out. People keep asking me what career or what university I'd like to go to, but the truth is, I don't know yet. High school feels like less like learning and more like a race where everyone's terrified of failing.
Pressure. I wake up every day, dreading walking into my social studies class. I sit there and I stare. I stare at the clock, waiting to get out of the useless class. I zone out constantly, worrying about what my next test grade will be. Will I pass? Will I fail? Will I totally mess up my future? All based on one grade? Pressure. Constant pressure. It never shuts up. My classmates are always, constantly trying to one-up each other during assignments, when I'm just happy to get a passing grade. And somehow, that still doesn't feel like enough. I worry, and I worry constantly, trying to fit in with other girls in my grade. Am I not funny enough to be friends with them? Am I too quiet? Am I too loud? I never know. It's like no version of myself is ever truly the right one. High school is made out to be the best years of our lives, but here I am, every day, constantly facing pressure. And for what? To be another completely stressed out teenager, always pretending everything is fine? Pressure.
It's not just school that pressures teenagers, it's appearance as well. Every time I open social media, it feels like I'm being told how I should look, dress, and act. People judge others before they even get to know them, and somehow appearance has become another test that we are expected to pass. Some days I look in the mirror and wonder if I'm seeing myself or just the person other people place on top of me. Likes, followers, and trends make it seem like confidence depends on perfect eye look online. We get told to be ourselves, but at the same time, society keeps changing what good enough is supposed to look like.
Pressure. I care so much about what other people think of me and how they see me that I've forgotten who I truly am. Every time I go shopping, I never shop for myself. I shop based off what everyone else is wearing. Everyone cares so much about how they appear to others that we are all just performing. No one is true to themselves anymore. No matter what I do, people always have something to say, and it's honestly exhausting trying to keep up. So why should I care how I appear? We put massive amounts of pressure on ourselves to try and fit in, but fit into what? Fit into the group of girls who all secretly hate each other? No, I want to be with the people who like me for who I am. Not for what I wear or how I make my makeup. I want to be liked for me. The girl who laughs at her own jokes and says the dumbest things to make others happy. So maybe the real pressure isn't fitting in with everyone else, but finding the courage to finally be yourself. Pressure.
Thinking about the future feels exciting for some people, but for me, it mostly feels stressful. Everywhere I go, people ask me what career I want, what my plan is for the rest of my life. The truth is, I'm only 16 and I'm still trying to figure out who I am. It feels like there's no room to make mistakes because everyone acts like one bad grade or one wrong decision will ruin your future forever. Sometimes it feels like we are expected to have our whole life planned out before we fully understand who we are. Instead of enjoying being teenagers, many of us spend our time worrying about jobs, money, or looking to be successful.
Pressure. The never-ending question for high school students.
What do you want to do when you're done high school? Constantly, people expect us to have our whole lives planned out at 15. Teachers make grades feel like every test decides our futures, while parents ask about universities, careers, and backup plans. When half the time we're still trying to figure out who we are. It's constant pressure. When I try and think about my future, I'm immediately overwhelmed. Do I want to go to university? Will I be unsuccessful if I don't? Will my family be disappointed if I take a gap year? High school starts to feel less like growing up and more like a countdown clock, where one bad grade or one wrong choice feels like it could ruin everything. We spend so much time stressing about our futures that we forget to live in the moment we're in. Pressure.
Thank you, poets. All right, judges, let's see those scores. We have an 8.5, a 9.0, and an 8.8. Applaud the poet, not the scores. Are we going to get this vote, judges? We're going to do it right now. Okay. Sorry. That's okay. Are we going to change the scores? All right, applaud the poet, not the scores, everyone.
Next up in grade 9, we have Naomi Motel with the poem My Culture.
Give her a round of applause.
Culture, something that binds people together, like glue holding the broken pieces of a priceless vase, keeping every single piece in its rightful place, showcased and seen. But when you look closely at that glue, what stands out to you? For me, I see the Philippines. The Philippines is a family. It reaches out to anyone who needs help or support, does everything it can to make sure that no one gets left behind. Like a pack of gray wolves, giving up all their food just so one sick wolf can be fed. Like a herd of elephants, trying to lift their trunks to get an injured friend back on its feet. People share even the little they have to encourage one another, again and again. The Philippines is a blissful blackbird, singing its beautiful song. Its voice so bold you could hear it from miles away. It's a choir, bringing peace to those watching and uniting people, giving them joy, happiness, and something to bond over for the rest of their lives. Sharing talents with the world, not keeping them hidden or locked in a treasure chest on an island far away. The Philippines is a variety of flavors. The smell of homemade lumpia and adobo is comforting, like that feeling of turning your pillow and lying on the cold side during a warm, humid night. It's a taste of home, bringing back old memories of helping mom cook by separating the lumpia wrappers or accidentally eating a giant black peppercorn and ending the meal with a burning tongue. Sitting at dinner and seeing relatives fill every corner of 2 8-foot-long tables, not even knowing some of their names. The Philippines is an overflowing cup of different traditions. Like a freshly stocked grocery store, each aisle offers a different range of products and brands, from candy all the way to fruits and vegetables. Hearing people dancing on long bamboo sticks and tapping the floor to the rhythm of the music. Seeing colorful star lanterns in red, green, and yellow hanging outside people's homes. And the sound of children singing carols fills the air with joy during Christmas. Smelling the banana leaves already spread out onto the table, just waiting for the food to be perfectly placed on top. These small things are a warm fireplace in my heart. The Philippines is a hot summer day, the sun shining down onto earth and perfectly hitting a sea of clear, bright blue water. Its rays reflecting and bouncing off the surface, creating a twinkle in the ocean. Its beauty is like a freshly dethorned rose, allowing you to hold it in your hand, not one petal missing. The Philippines is the Lola, meaning grandma, who puts more food onto your plate, saying, "Eat more," even though she already gave you 2 plates full of spaghetti. It's the Tito, meaning uncle, singing his heart out at the gathering, even though it's already 10 p.m., expecting a high score from the karaoke machine, while everyone else is just taking videos and singing along. It's the tita, meaning auntie, rushing to set out her chinaware onto the dining table before the special guests arrive, showing her hospitality. The Philippines is pride. Being in a different country and hearing someone else speak your language is as heartwarming as seeing a child hug their mother, whom they haven't seen in a long time. Like that feeling when a song you haven't heard in ages pops up on the radio, and all the lyrics come flooding back into your mind. Culture is a glue that holds people together, and when I look at that glue, I see the Philippines, my home, my family. Thank you.
Next we have Santiago Torres, in grade 9, with your poem, Public Speaking.
Most people prefer the silence, to be one among the audience. Because for most of you, this right here, public speaking, ranks among your worst fears. It's up there with the ones as bad as you ever getting into a physical and violent altercation with a bear. And yet here I am, standing before all of you, volunteering for it. Right before I start, I think to myself, yep, this might have been a bad idea. My palms are getting all sweaty, and I'm a little shaky. Here we go. Many times before when I've done this, it's going great. I'm flying through. The words are just there in my mind. I didn't even practice once, but suddenly I just go blank. A chuckle of awkwardness, or maybe nothing at all. The silence is deafening. When suddenly it clicks, you forgot to say, thank you for listening. You've done it. Now comes the applause. You feel lighter, like you could touch the ceiling. Chase that feeling. Because public speaking isn't a punishment. It was never meant to be perfect. It was meant to be messy. A voice that rises and falls like a wave. A terrible joke that made no sense at all. Something relatable. Going blank. Stumbling over a few words. A silly stutter. Or looking at your partner with a face of panic and despair. Ah, what are we going to do? But people laugh. And people listen. All people want is to enjoy themselves. Here's something different for once. Now putting yourself in the spotlight, you get the chance to put smiles on faces you've never even seen before. Show loads of confidence, even though your legs are shaking and you're looking at the wall or people's foreheads because their eyes intimidate you. You're taking your silly idea along with all the nerves and chaos and just going for it. Disregarding whether or not people ignore you or remember you once you've done it. And so, that is what I think public speaking is really all about. And honestly, if you really think about it, I think it's probably more of a hassle to fight a bear. Don't you think? Thank you.
Thank you, Santiago. That was very relatable. I'm scared. All right, judges, let's see those scores. We got a 9.2, a 9.5, a 9.6, and a 9.5. Give it a round of applause.
All right, next up we have Abby Sekulich with her poem Reflection.
Give it a round of applause.
As I look in the mirror, what do I see? The person I am or the person I want to be? I do my makeup, I fix my hair, all the things people say to me, why do I even care? Because deep down, I'm learning the voice that matters most is me. I'm a story still being written, not a label you can read. A mix of silent strengths and loud dreams no one knows about. I wish I could tell them. This is the question I always ask in the mirror. I wonder what people really see when they look at me. The person I am, or the vision they want me to be. The voices press in like fingerprints on the glass, telling me how I look, how I act, how to fit into their idea of perfect. For a moment, I almost disappear into their opinions, but the mirror is still, waiting for me to see that that person staring back was never meant to be me. My brain is a train that runs through my mind as I cry, wondering why the tracks of my thoughts never slow, only racing past the parts of me I am still trying to know. Now I am the voice they cannot silence or drown out. I'm staring at the shadows, tracing lines on my face, lost between the mirror and a dream I can't stop trying to chase. The world tries to mold me, but I bend in a fight. I'm a storm in the silence, burning dark into light. I embraced every corner of myself, finally loving the person I've always been inside. I faced the fire, walked through the rain, and held my own heart through the hurt and the pain. So I look in the mirror for the last time today, and the doubt that I had slowly fades away. No more hiding, no more trying to be someone new, because the person I am is finally shining through. And if the world talks about who I should be, I smile at my reflection because I'm finally me.
All right, judges, let's see those scores. I see an 8.9, an 8.9, an 8.4, and an 8.5.
Next up, we have grade 10, Omar Nabizada with Seasons.
Does it work? Oh, sure. The leaves let go in shades of flame, as autumn whispers winter's name. Golden leaves dance around my feet, as the autumn wind comes a beat. The tired trees begin to sigh, flocks of birds quack as they shoot through the sky, with fading colors of orange and red. The sun sinks lower every night, its fading glow lights the sky, just waiting to say goodbye. The world letting autumn rest in its bed, while winter breathes down the back of her neck. Winter comes with silent skies, snow begins to slowly arise. Blankets covering what we used to know, and time itself seems to be moving slow. Cold winds howl like wolves at night, as everything sparkles silver and white. Bright lights, red and green, the warmest glow you have ever seen. Hot chocolate steams and hangs, marshmallows soaked head to toe, while Santa's shovel is something we must have known. The sharp cold wind no longer bites, warm mornings come with lots of lights. The field awakens fresh and bright, flowers blooming. It smells so nice. Rain gently taps the roof, a soft rhythm replacing winter's roar. Magic perfume fills the air, pollen pours like pieces of pale hair. Tiny buds push through the earth while breathing a sigh of relief. Small signs of life we haven't seen in ages. Spring showers flow away, hotter sun stretches through the day. Air grows humid, skies turn blue, frowns to smiles, and now we know life is worth a while. Crickets hum the beautiful song, the lake lies still with shattered glass, as clouds drift slowly past. The amber sunset fills the skies, and now we know when summer really truly lies. Now in a blink, it all goes past, and the warmth starts to fade, while green trees begin to dull with shade. And now we know that even sunsets lose their flame, and August loses its grip to stay in its lane. Cold weather wanders in, painting frost on every fin. Icing clings like monkeys on a tree, and now we're back to somewhere where we used to be. Thank you.
Amazing rhymes, Omar. All right, judges, let's see those scores. We have an 8.7, a 9.0, a 9.1, and an 8.7. Applaud the poet, not the scores.
Do you ever look up at the sky and just go, oh crap? Except it's literal. Not about how you embarrassed yourself in front of your crush, not about the Taco Bell you ate in a rush, and not even about that one time you forgot to flush. But a sudden realization of having become a verified potty to the soaring creatures above. There are at least 50 billion birds prancing in the sky with up to 8 billion humans to target every day. This makes for about 6 birds per person with a 16% hit rate. But really, the likelihood of being pooped on has nothing but chance to do with it. In fact, birds, they barely have control over when and where they do their business. And like it or not, neither do you. Despite knowing the constant anticipation of the feared splat has you spiraling on every outing. The sound makes you look. Up at the sky, at the cry of a bird. Down at the ground, at the traces of bird poop found. At a glance you duck, but not quite quickly enough. Then slowly, very slowly, you eye the white dribble as it enters your line of sight. Ah! There are 2 ways to go about this now. A, let it consume you and be miserable for the entire rest of your day. B, let it go and maybe go buy a lottery ticket because fortunately and unfortunately, you are the chosen one on this very special day. Treat it as if your life is ruined, or embrace it. This wasn't really about bird poop. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin, for that meaningful poem. All right, judges, can you see the scores? We have a 9.2, a 9.3, a 9.0, and an 8.5. Applaud the poet, not the scores.
All right, next up in grade 9, we have Gwen Elranta with Teens Are Not Okay.
You guys hear me? All right. The teens are not okay. A phrase I've heard from countless sources. Our health and well-being are publicly preached to us as if we don't know our own emotions. A phrase that could apply to any generation. Adults see our new mannerisms, new trends, new tech, and still think we are just like them. Skateboarding turns to cell phones, NESs turn to gaming computers, and don't even get me started on how every generation adults think going outside is the cure to everything. But here's the thing. We are different. No matter how many times we explain, we teach, we explain it again. They just don't get it. And as the generations pass on, specific words seem to label our adolescence. Angsty, moody, rebellious, lazy. It's like they don't even remember that they themselves were once called the exact same things. They see our unwillingness to socialize and call it laziness. They see our emotions and they call us overreactive, and don't even get me started on how they see our new trends. Between our bed rotting, our doom scrolling, our late night music listening, they always just attribute it to our age, but we are not just that because we don't want to do anything. We are not just angsty because our generation is growing. We are not just rebellious because we like to see the steam blow out of adults' ears like car exhaust. So let me inform you of why, a reason to this natural behavior that adults seem to keep on forgetting. The teens are not okay. We watch our world crumble around us in the wake of these wars, these disputes. The planet warming is all we will inherit and be told to fix as if we are some sort of magic cure. It's a crushing burden to ask yourself at 14, will I be able to afford to live, or will my town survive the next hurricane, all before you can fully comprehend what an exponent is? The teens are not okay. Society has decided that our suffering is the norm, but the reality is we are still the same kids you watched play at the park what feels like only a week ago. But now we remember, now we know, and now we are not so easy to forgive you for your misactions. The teens life of bland yet necessary work. We built AI to let us focus on innovation while it does the mundane, but now the kid who dreamed of being an artist watches his creativity discouraged, and the hard work they spent hours on is rewarded with nothing more but a C+. The writer watches AI create a story in seconds, its cursor flashing as it mechanically describes and assumes the next likely most word is of human care is just an inconvenience. How are we expected to be hopeful in a world where our own creativity, our own humanity, is discouraged as if it's some sort of evolutionary byproduct? The teens are not okay. Hate is spread like wildfire, kindled by your misinformation over the ever-expansive internet. Bullying is not a thing of the past. Instead of kids getting beat up and shoved into lockers while having the refuge of their own homes, we are constantly exposed to the risk of a new rumor, a new ill-intended name, a new hateful trend to be broadcast to us, straight and fresh from the sprawling World Wide Web. These words follow us in public, they follow us into home, they follow us into the comfort of our own beds. They are always just a click away. How are we supposed to stay positive when the device we need most in this technological world will also feed us slurs directed at things we cannot control, in the very same site we use to find entertainment and inspiration? Teens are not okay. We are expected to be scholars, athletes, artists, academics, and still leave room for family and friends. Between it all, the news, the planet, our expectations, our fixes, our media, we are expected to thrive. We will literally soon be expected to carry the weight of the world on our collective shoulders despite already being beaten down with your telling of our future. How can we be happy and hopeful to join the workforce when every day when we go home, our parents vent and complain to us about a job they spent the best years of their life working just to be able to do? So please, adults, see us. Don't label us without understanding our struggles. Don't tell us that this is all fair because you had to do it too, because you were also suffering. We are still the same children you saw what feels like only a week ago, but now we are masked by our anxieties of our past, the present, and our uncertain futures. Though yes, your labels are justified at times. Sometimes we are slobs, sometimes we are lazy, and there are times when you see a new trend and wonder, what are they even doing? But these trends, these actions, they aren't simply just because we are scared. We are scared of what you are leaving behind for us. So please, see us, hear us, listen, because the teens are not okay. Thank you.
Thank you for that powerful poem, Gwen. All right, judges, let's see those scores. We got an 8.8, a 9.7, a 9.8, and a 9.3. Applause. Judges, are we going to raise the score? Are we going to change the score, judges? No? All right, thank you.
All right, we're going to stop here for this block, so everybody get out your phones so we can vote for our favorite spoken word.
Award-winning film. Let's give her a round of applause.